Thank you for turning to page 121, the Traveler's Small Craft Catalog. I picked this up, the day it came out, the day after it came out. And I have to tell you, I waffled on whether I was even going to get this one or not for quite a bit. I was aware of its release coming up from Mongoose for some time, and I really didn't know if I wanted it or not. I thought, well, do I really need another set of small craft for Traveler? And I thought, well, it's Mongoose. They do a nice product, but I'm not sure I'm going to be buying this one. Well, I bought it. I read it over the weekend, and I'll share what I found with you. First off, it's written by Matthew Sprange, and we have illustrations by lots of different folks. Sorry, I can't pronounce some of the names, so I'm not going to insult anybody by mispronouncing their name. We got a great cover. I love that cover. The whole book comes in 114 pages in the PDF, which I did feel was a little light. But it's all small craft, anything less than 100 tons. So the introduction tells us what the book is, that it's craft that are less than 100 tons, and utility craft used all around the charted space. And then using small craft and how you get small craft as a benefit of mustering out, which is pretty useful. Revised fuel operation times, in case you want to alter that. And then we take a look at modules. Modules are a staple of Traveler. It's basically just a part of essentially the hull that you swap out one for the other. So if I have the frame that can carry this module and I want to swap it out for different purposes, the modules are 30 tons. So I can go ahead and I can make it an armory module, cattle transport module, or a cold passage module. I like this one because it talks about one area of the module is for getting the food into the cattle, and one area of the module is for getting what remains out of the cattle. I don't mean slaughtering them, I mean their excrement. I thought that was kind of cute. And then we have the nice module layouts. We get a bunch of different modules in here, and each of these could count as their own little vessel. There's over 60 vessels looked at in here. And these would be spaceships, not starships, because, well, not even all of them are spaceships. Most of them are. So all kinds of different modules. I like the planetary outpost module, especially if you've got a mercenary group. Picking up planetary outpost module would probably be a real good use of your money. And then public house module I like too. You're setting up that colony, and you need a meeting place / place to relax and have a few brews. You've got the public house module, which even comes with a brewery. And then again, we get more module deck plans, the urban module, and then we go to commercial craft. So we get the civilian hopper coming in at tech level 9 at 6 tons. It's basically what it sounds like. It's just to move you from here to there. An advertising boat. This one I kind of scratched my head about. Mongoose released this one as one of the previews, and I scratched my head going, well, why would I need basically a billboard in space when they're shooting everything to me as part of my download of what's going on in this particular area? I would get all the ads with that too. I get it. It's kind of clever. Cargo shuttle, very necessary. Smuggler's pinnace, gotta like it. The short shuttle. This was kind of neat. Just a short hop kind of shuttle to get a lot of people from place to place. Fast shuttle to do it even faster. And all with the nice top-down deck plans. The trade shuttle. I like this book. I like the space Starcraft book that came out a couple of weeks before this. I took a look at that on the channel a few weeks ago. I love books about vehicles, starships, spaceships, anything like that. I really do get interested. I don't know if Mongoose is going to be doing a 2024 vehicle book update or not. I haven't heard, but that would be one I'd be really interested in as well. We have the extended range passenger shuttle, working craft. And as I was reading through this, all I could think of was all the stories that you could use these as hooks for. You have an automated lifeboat right there. You could do Lifeboat. That's an old movie. You could do your own version of that with an automated lifeboat. So many people on there, different personalities clash. The freighter handler pod, a transporter, a utility pod. Tradesman's gig. I like this one. It's basically a ship and it's a traveling workshop. Whatever you want to configure it for, you can. You got a belter launch, which is neat. You're going to get rich, and you're going to do it with this tiny little vessel, which only carries 12.5 tons of raw goods. You're not really going to get rich, but I could see where the sales pitch might entice you. Customs launch. I like this one. Just for customs inspections, when you don't want to devote an entire spaceship to or starship to it, you can just use this little guy, tipping in at 20 tons. Another lifeboat. A medical launch. I like this one. For an emergency situation, maybe your travelers have to get the medical launch to its site and deploy it and help crew it, or maybe just get it down there and keep it safe while the medical staff does what they do. A rescue boat. Go out there and pick people up from disabled craft. Modular skiff. Research pinnace. I like this one. Configurable for whatever your research is. Customs patrol boat. Because sometimes you don't need a starship to do the job of a spaceship. So you could just use this as a customs patrol. Fast cutter. Ship-to-ship shuttle. Very useful in Traveler. Traffic control router. I like this one. It's basically just sits out there like a little satellite with a small crew on board going for a week or two stretch, and they just route the traffic control. Heavy modular cutter. You can configure this to be just a fuel cutter. I like that. Fighters. I love fighters. Fighters are so much fun. Home Shield Mini Fighter. Tech level 7. The Cyclone Ground Attack Fighter. Moray Antique Fighter. I don't know if it means it fights antiques or not. No, I think it's the antique. But kind of a neat idea. Sentinel Escort Fighter. I could see a situation where you might have a homeworld go ahead and challenge you with a bunch of these, especially if you have an active duty military campaign. It'd be fun to kind of swat these things. Sentinel Escort Fighter. A Junker, something that's just cobbled together literally from pieces in a junkyard. Kashu Multi-Role Fighter. The Jester Covert Operations Fighter. I've seen this guy before. I couldn't find out where before I made this video. I couldn't remember where I'd seen the Jester. If anybody knows off the top of their head, let me know. If it wasn't this very one, I've seen something very similar to it in Traveler. But I'm darned if I could remember where, and what I looked through, I couldn't find it. Vanguard Assault Fighter. Now we get to military vessels. Space Surveillance Boat. I kind of like that one. Carrier Support Craft. A fast launch, because the military needs it done fast. A fighting launch. Cool idea. Covert Insertion Boat. You want to get your people down there without anybody really knowing about it. A SO boat. This is a space-borne electronics warfare boat. You just stick this with your other craft, and it does what it can to scramble up the enemy sensors. A strike boat. System defense rock. You hollow out an asteroid, and you just kind of sit there waiting for pirates to come lurk around you, and then surprise, your turrets pop up, and you send them on their way. A boarding shuttle. This would be like a combat boarding shuttle. Cargo transport. Planetary assault barge. I like that one. I like that one a lot, actually. System defense craft. I like the idea of system defense boats, of course, not having jump. Why would you bother putting jump into something that's designated never to leave the system? Luxury craft. A runabout. Just a runabout. A rich man's toy. Protective shuttle. Like that idea. Keep you safe when you're getting where you go. Pressurized yacht. You can use this even underwater. In-system sailing yacht. With the solar sails. You can sail in old-timey luxury. Sound like I'm doing a sales pitch for these. A luxury shuttle. And now we get to the alien races. First is the Aslan. We got a Yawel light fighter. Not even going to try that one light fighter. Yai reconnaissance pinnace. And Akhodewali shrine ship. The shrine ship I thought was cool. It's basically a ship that goes from place to place for a clan, and aboard the ship are all the honored members of the clan who've come before you. It's almost considered holy. I thought of a kind of a spoof on the old Warriors movie where this ship is destroyed and you're framed for it. And so you have to fight your way out of the system when, of course, you didn't do it. If you're familiar with the old 1979 movie, The Warriors, the Warriors didn't kill Cyrus. Another group of bad guys did, but the Warriors were blamed, and they had to fight their way back to their home turf. So I thought of a scenario like that for the Shrine Ship. That could be kind of fun. Afai Assault Craft. Now we go to the Sword Worlds. They're human, but they're not like us. We get a ship's boat, a Baylor attack fighter, a Vanguard fusion boat, which is an interesting one, Vanguard M missile boat. Now we go to the Vargar. We get a belt racer. I like the idea of the belt racer. Something like this appears in the Expanse. People just going out and being daredevils, going as fast can be, risking their lives. This thing goes thrust 16. Gothta ambush fighter. I'm not even going to try that one. Strike fighter. A Corsair pinnace. Probably most common things people think about with Vargar is the Corsair. And then we get the Zodani. We get a Telatl light fighter. Estal fusion or Estal intrusion shuttle. A Kia heavy fighter. I couldn't help but think of Kia because it's called Kia. Breckton Schnecht belt survey vessel. I like the survey vessels in this. The Zodani Perfect World Strategy. They send these specialized vessels in years or even decades before they plan to exploit whatever system they're going to explore. They just want to see what's there. I thought that was a cool idea. We get a gas giant survey vessel designed specifically to go into gas giants and find out what's there and how valuable the gas giant is. Again, possibly decades before they need it. And then a De Braber Chitor terrestrial survey vessel doing the same thing. More of the Perfect Worlds survey teams. And then we get a fine index and the back cover. So overall impression, I liked it. I'm glad I bought it. I feel it was worth it. It was $30 for the PDF. I did not order the hardcover in this particular one because I'll be able to show my players anything on my tablet as easily as I could in a book. So this one I'm just going to leave as a PDF. The areas I think it fell a little short. It's a short book. There's only 114 pages in the PDF. That's kind of small. It's the same price as some other stuff that has way more page count. I felt it was a little skimpy in that regard. Also, I would have liked a few adventure hooks. Just a few here and there to break up the ships. You're reading ship after ship after ship. I would have liked an adventure hook or even a personality here or there. Maybe someone who uses one of these vessels and we get a little background and insight into them. It's something I've always liked. I think it helps break up what can become, even in a traveler book, monotony of reading the same ship over and over again. But that's just one man's opinion. So other than that, I do really like it. I think it's very valuable in my library, and I'm glad I bought it. And that's all I've got to say. So I want to say thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Take a look at Patreon if you can help me out there. And I'll see you next time on page 121.